Welcome to Your Source TV from the nation's capital. I'm Tamara Stuchlak, and in this segment, we're talking to Elena Wittman, and she's a milliner. She is with the Art of Hats. And start off, Elena, and tell us about what is a milliner and this art of making hats.
Hi, hello. Well, thank you for asking. Millinery is art of making hats, mostly for ladies. Those who make hats for men are called hatters. Although there is a discussion about it in the industry, but for now, that's what it is. I started actually making hats 3 or 4 years ago. Before that, I was debating if I should go into that. I loved wearing hats. I try wear them every time I can. And now I'm finally at the point where I learn something. I try to take classes every year, either in New York or London or wherever I can, and go with it. I just love creating. I love when ladies wear hats. I love talking and educating about hats.
So you consider yourself an educator?
Yes, I think so. I'd like to be. I'd like to think so.
And how do you make hats? Do you have some?
Oh my God. There is long process. There is many ways. One of the traditional ways is to use head blocks, and I have a couple here. Head blocks are usually made out of wood. They should be soft enough because you have to pin it. This is a butter block that would make a hat like this. So
A bowler?
Butter. Something that you wear on the boat. And this one is a little button that would make a cute little fascinator. You can take it off and on. This, for example, this base was made using this block. And again, this is in a nutshell, but there are so many materials and ways to make hats.
How does it get stiff?
It comes stiffened already when you buy it. This material is called cinnamon. Sometimes you have to stiffen it with the special solution. It's a process. It's a lot to learn, and I'm still learning and learning and learning.
How about some history and culture of hats?
Oh God, you can go as far as Roman times and before. But as per modern history goes, we all know that ladies always wear hat and still wearing hat today, especially if you are in, let's say, traditional event like royal weddings, which we are so lucky to
Hollywood?
Hollywood events.
Kentucky Derby?
Absolutely. Any racing, polo,
So
tea parties.
What does a hat communicate?
It's a way to express yourself, to show who you are, what are you thinking, and this is for the people who want to say, hey, I am here, look at me. But also there are hats that if you put them on, they basically make you invisible. For example, if you try this big black hat and if you go outside and you just want to be by yourself, and some people think, I just want to be lost in the crowd, hey, wear a hat. It's very simple, it's plain, you'll just slide on. You can do so many things with the hat. It's not many people know, but it's true.
Are hats for everyone, and why?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely for everyone. It's
Do you wear hats every day?
not every day. I work in the office, but when I go out, yes, we have wonderful theater. We have wonderful events, and we have wineries where you can always wear a hat. And
So even if people say there's not many places to wear a hat, what do you say to them?
Well, yeah, every place you can wear a hat, and if you don't have an occasion to wear a hat, create it. Birthdays, tea parties, going to the opera with the girls or your significant one, everything. Halloween coming, hey, that's the perfect occasion to try wearing something that you would not normally put on.
So your revelation about hats occurred when you were in London. Tell us about that.
Yes, we live in London for a couple years, and before that, I would wear hats occasionally as a sun protection or if that was a big event. But once we moved there and I went to the store and I saw what is for sale there, and it wasn't even any fancy store, it was just a regular store on the outskirts of the city. They had all kinds of hats, and I think I spent probably 3 or 4 hours there just in a little hat department.
Did that surprise you?
Yes, it did, because I guess I've seen them on TV and all the shows, but I've never been surrounded and could touch them and try them on. And I was like a kid in a candy store.
And so stores here have some hats, but
Yeah, see, unfortunately, in the DC area, even if we have such a great events and racing and polo and a lot of events to wear hats to.
the nation's capital.
Hello, yes, and most of the hats that are for sale here tend to be big straw hats that you would wear, you know, on a beachfront with some flowers glued to them, which is what everybody wears, and I wanted to be different.
So you also had a turning point when you were at the Victoria and Albert Museum. Tell us about that, also in London.
Yes, that was in London, and up to that point I was already sold on wearing hats, but I was lucky to get to see the lecture at the Victoria and Albert Museum of Stephen Johns, who is one of the great milliners, and he's very famous, he's a star. And by listening to him explaining what the hats are and how they come to be, I realized that, hey, I can also make them. Not just wear what is bought, but try actually do something. And I had some creative streak in me, and I immediately went and signed up in one of the local community colleges there for the little classes. And I loved it. I loved every moment of it, and I decided to continue it, and that's what I'm doing since.
So your love for hats comes, where do you think it comes from? And I know that you really enjoy being an educator of hats.
I do. I like doing workshops. I like sharing my knowledge. I like when people
You do
come.
millinery therapy workshops.
Yes, we call it therapy workshops because it is what it is. It brings you joy. It makes you happy. It makes you
Imagination, creativity.
It pulls the strings in your head that you never thought you had.
Wow.
I have ladies come in who's like, I never had anything in my hands. I never sew a button. I do not know how to handle a needle. And they leave with the piece, finished piece, and they're like, I made this. I made this. I made this. And months
wonderful.
and now a year after that.
So what is one of your favorite hats and why? For yourself or any that you've made for others?
I would say the veils, something like these. They're very popular. They're very versatile. You can wear them pretty much.
Like where would you wear this?
Like this?
Mm-hmm.
I would go to dinner with my husband. I would wear it. I would go to, actually, I just did go last year to see opera with my girlfriends. I wore this. I would go to the bridal shower. I would wear this. I would go to the tea party. I would wear this. I would go to the fancy event at work. I would wear this. I would go to the winery. I would wear this. So you can make different colors, different sizes, different shapes. It's very easy piece to wear, and I don't even know that I have it on. It's very comfy.
So when you create a piece for someone, tell us about that process. You talk to them and what happens?
Yes, usually I get a lot of people who would be, I never wore a hat before, I don't think I look good in a hat, but I go to that event, I need a hat, make me something. I'm like, well, you know, why don't you go on the internet and start by looking at the pictures and sending me few that you consider kind of sort of something that you may wear. And people send me pictures, and then I start narrowing down, and once we select one or two, then we meet and talk about the colors and the shapes and take it from there.
So if someone has never worn a hat, how do you get started?
How do you get started? Well, if you never wore a hat in your life, I always offer you a veil like this. Like, some people do not feel comfy in a full veil. Then you can do something like this, which is just a little, it's not even a fascinator, it's a little headband. Just a little thing that, I mean, you can wear it in the office, really. There is nothing there. It's just a handbag.
Yes.
It's cute and adorable. It gives you a feeling that you're wearing something, but it's not foofy-moofy. So you start with that. Then I have something like this. Now when the weather gets colder, and you can wear it with the jacket or with the with the coat.
Very classy.
With the wrap. So it's, again, it's very easy. It doesn't, you know, people would not be pointing fingers at you when you wear this. Very popular are Panama hats. These are hats. This is natural straw. They're made in Ecuador, and again, that looks good on everybody. They come in a different color. They protect you from the sun. You can wear it with the long dress or with the jeans, with everything. Once you get comfort to these, you can go and spice it up a notch and make something like that.
Oh, how cute.
So this is a hat.
And fashionable.
It's a fashion. You can still wear it with the jeans, but if you show up in a wedding like that, hey, you'll be the talk of the house. And those are very easy shapes. Once you're good with that, we can talk about something different and something more more millinery-ish,
So
if
you
say.
grew up in Latvia, near the Baltic Sea.
Correct.
Talk about that and how it has influenced your love of hats.
Latvia is a very tiny country. It's located in a way that it's always been very influenced by European fashion. And growing up, I always seen ladies wearing nothing like that, of course, but cute little hats here, cute little beret, or cute little, you know, cappy, something like that. And in the winter, I actually remember making a hat for myself with some pieces of the fur that I found my mom cut from her long coat. And there was really not much you can buy, but yet everybody were wearing hats.
So as we're coming to a close, maybe just a short comment on what you want people to know about hats from your love of hats.
That even if you never try a hat on, please give yourself that opportunity. You don't have to immediately buy anything, but go.
And how will a person feel?
It changes you. It really does. And there is always opportunity to wear a hat. And if you don't have one, just create it and be yourself, be different, be unique.
Have fun.
Have fun, absolutely.
And creative.
It's a therapy. It's a life philosophy.
Wow. Neat.
It is.
Well, thank you for your words of wisdom
course.
and a new passion for hats. Thank you.
Thank you, and I hope you will find yours.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us on Your Source TV.